today we are putting the Airstream on her very first boat ride. Come along with us.
You might have seen me use this the last few times, and I'm a huge fan. This is the Garmin RV 1090. It's a huge screen. They have a much smaller screen, but we're gonna talk more about this in another upcoming video. And what I'm doing right now is I'm entering our first destination on our journey today, which is at a terminal. How's my hiney looking? Looking pretty shiny?
It's always a good travel day when the baby starts already asleep. Today we're driving from Brewster, Massachusetts to Quicks Hole, Massachusetts.
All right, we just got to the port, I guess is what you would call this. This is a whole lot of awesomeness. I can see the ferry, and I'm wondering how the heck we fit on that thing. So this is going to be very interesting. I'm totally intrigued. I know we fit because we checked all the specs in advance. It'll be interesting. Okay, so it is approximately 1:48 and we did not want to be late. Our departure time is actually 3:45, but you have to be here early. It's unusual for us, yes, I know. We're usually last minute everything, but we wanted to be here to allow ourselves adequate time, because if you miss the ferry, that's pretty much it for you for the evening. So it takes reservations to get one of these, and that's another reason why you definitely don't want to miss it. We've aligned ourselves with, he had us park next to, we're kind of in between a couple of buses. There's a 2:30 ferry out of here, and then there's a 3:45. So we're gonna wait until the 2:30 leaves, and then everybody will begin to line up for the 3:45 ferry. We're gonna see how this goes. This is very, very interesting right now. So intrigued with how all this is gonna go down.
But for now, we've got some time to kill and we haven't had lunch. So luckily there are some cute little restaurants around this area that we can wander local to and grab some grub. Baby Dash, you wanna go eat?
I went over and asked one of the gentlemen that works here what we should do. He said, make sure you're here a minimum of 30 minutes before your departure time. So in our case, we depart at 3:45. He said, be here no later than 3:15 because the boat arrives around then and they'll start potentially loading up the ship then. So even if you arrive early, you can park, you can walk to a restaurant, grab some grub, and come back to your car before you depart.
Officially fed, because Daniel and I were like half starving to death. One of the things we're not really all that great about is on travel days figuring out how to feed ourselves before we hit the road. But this area is called Quicks Hole, and we just kind of accidentally stumbled on this. You may be wondering, why are we putting the Airstream on a boat? Well, when we were searching for family-owned campgrounds in the Massachusetts area, this one popped up. And at first, when we realized it was on an island, we were really confused about how we were going to get the Airstream to it. Poking around on the campground's website, we realized that it was going to be a requirement to take a ferry to get here. And so, of course, naturally, we were curious about A, would our Airstream fit, and B, what would it cost? So, did a little bit of research, and literally our truck and Airstream combo is pretty much the max of what will fit on it. If you've ever wondered why we didn't get the 33-foot Classic, this is one of the big reasons. We heard that 30 is kind of the max on a lot of different things, and this just happens to be one of those examples. So, we were at the max, and it's going to cost us about 500 bucks round trip for 2 adults, the truck, and the Airstream to get to the campground. So we're staying for a little over a week to make it worth it. This should be really fun. So neither me or Daniel have ever even taken a car on a ferry. So the fact that we're gonna take the Airstream on a ferry today is really exciting. Are you excited, Dash? Say yeah, I'm excited!
Again, I went to the gentleman that's working here and asked a question because, well, I always have like a million questions. And I wasn't quite sure what would happen when your time was up and you needed to pull onto the ship. So he basically said, well, first he said, by what you guys are driving, everybody knows you're here just because it's like super shiny camper. That's what he told me. But secondly, he said that they know that everybody here, they know of everybody here that's waiting to go, and they would just come call you, and then you would pull straight on to the ferry, and essentially they dock on the other side. So you would essentially just pull straight off once we get there, which makes it very, very easy. There's a tiny little bridge that goes onto the ferry, and then there's probably going to be a tiny little bridge once we get there as well. Not too worried about it. It's probably the width of your normal lane. I just think it looks a little bit more intimidating because of everything around it. Oh, gotta go. Oh, hi. Keep going, you can run to the ocean.
We're on a boat! Not only is this the Airstream's very first boat ride, this is also Mr. Dash's first boat ride. Are you excited, dude? Yay! All right. We are officially on a boat, which we're excited about, and this boat has a ton of stairs, so it's not going to be stroller friendly, so I gotta put on my baby carrier and then we will go explore. We got the best seat in the house! The ferry ride is approximately 45 minutes, and we are here mid-September, which is supposed to be one of the best times to come because it's not peak season, so you get a little bit better rates as far as the campgrounds and hotels go, but it also means there aren't tons of crowds. Only downside is that there can be a day like today. As you can see, it's not super sunny, and it is gonna get chilly up here once this boat starts moving. So I think we'll probably end up staying either inside or going back into the truck because, well, we got lucky and we got a darn good view from the truck. But Can someone tell me why my baby is eating the baby carrier? Dash, is that yummy? That's so gross, dude.
One thing I've noticed is that there are a lot of locals that are used to taking this ferry, maybe even on a daily basis, and many of them, even if they're in their cars, just recline their seats back and take a nap. I mean, there were a lot of people in their cars just taking a nap. So I'm assuming for them, this is just like another day on the boat.
We recently got Baby Dash this set of headphones because we take him everywhere with us. There are a lot of places that are loud noises, and it always startles the heck out of him. So we're hoping the headphones will negate that loud whistle noise in a hot minute here. What do you think about him, dude? This is what we call a bumpy ride. Bumpy ride.
Okay, it's a little windy up top, but here's a little story. You can learn a lot from us because we've made like all the mistakes. We're sitting here enjoying the breeze, and we heard an alarm going off. At first I think to myself, somebody's alarm went off, that's silly. And then I realized when I hit the unlock button from up top here that it went off. And that of course meant that it was our vehicle. So needless to say, it ran downstairs, and there was a little crowd of people wondering whose truck was blinking and being all loud and obnoxious. You never want to be that guy, and I was just that guy. So apparently when we're on a boat and it's rocking and bouncing in waves, it sets off car alarms. So a lot of people just don't lock their vehicles. Yeah, that's a thing. Who knew? This is the first time I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat.
I know, we didn't tell you where we were taking the ferry to, but that's part of the fun. Know where you think we are? Leave a guess below in a comment for a chance to win an Equalizer OnTarget towing tool. We'll select a winner later this week. And if you haven't already, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you can find out where we're taking the Airstream next week. But until then, my friend, make sure you wander local, because as you know, it's good for the soul.